Blake was determined to make him the real-life villain in her story.
Lively's complaint accuses Baldoni, who is also the film's director, of creating a hostile work environment.
Defendant Blake Lively has unequivocally left them with no choice.
That the most difficult person that she has ever worked with and the rudest person that she had ever worked with was Blake Lively. Ryan was panicked in general about him being apart from Blake Lively, so much so that when they first communicated with one another,
not only to set the record straight in response to Lively's accusations.
Imagine a world where Deadpool isn't played by Ryan Reynolds. Sounds impossible, right? The mere thought of it is enough to send fans into a collective meltdown. And yet, the internet is buzzing with rumors, whispers that Marvel might be making a drastic change. Some sources claim that Justin Baldoni, best known for his role in Jane the Virgin, has been secretly cast as the new Merc with a mouth. But wait, what? Could Marvel really be parting ways with the man who single-handedly made Deadpool an R-rated icon? For fans, this news is not just shocking, it's downright unfathomable. Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool. His quick wit, razor-sharp humor, and undeniable passion for the character turned a once-failed adaptation into one of the most successful and beloved franchises in superhero cinema. So, if the rumors are true, you'd think Reynolds would have been in on the decision, right? Well, according to industry insiders, that might not be the case. Word on the street is that Reynolds had no idea about Marvel's alleged recast until it was too late. Some sources even claim that he was blindsided, that the news sent shockwaves through his camp, sparking frustration, disbelief, and, as some put it, a full-blown meltdown. Could Marvel really have made such a drastic move without consulting the man who is Deadpool? Or is this just another case of the internet blowing things out of proportion? Let's dig deeper. Why would Marvel even consider recasting Deadpool? One theory behind Ryan Reynolds' rumored departure from Deadpool is contractual disputes. While Reynolds has been the face of the character since 2016, long-term contracts in Hollywood are never set in stone. Marvel and Reynolds may have hit a financial roadblock, unable to agree on a suitable deal. Perhaps the studio wanted to lock Reynolds in for more films than he was willing to commit to, or maybe there were creative differences regarding Deadpool's arc in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, MCU. Hollywood negotiations can get incredibly complex, and as much as Reynolds has been the heart and soul of Deadpool, Marvel might be looking at this from a business standpoint. If their demands didn't align with Reynolds' expectations, whether in terms of salary, script approval, or contractual obligations, it wouldn't be surprising if both sides decided to part ways. Marvel has replaced actors before, and while replacing Reynolds would be risky, it wouldn't be unprecedented. Another strong theory? The MCU effect. Since Disney acquired 20th Century Fox, the Deadpool franchise was absorbed into the family-friendly Marvel Cinematic Universe. Disney is known for its strict brand guidelines, focusing on a PG-13 audience. Could they be looking to tone down Deadpool's R-rated humor and ultra-violent action to better fit within the wider Marvel universe? If so, this could have led to tensions between Reynolds, who has always championed an unfiltered, true-to-the-comics Deadpool, and the studio, which might be pushing for a more sanitized version. This wouldn't be the first time Marvel adjusted its content for mainstream appeal. The question is, would fans accept a watered-down Deadpool? And more importantly, would Reynolds himself be willing to compromise on the character's essence just to stay in the MCU? If Marvel insisted on softening Deadpool's edgy, self-aware tone, that alone might have been enough for Reynolds to walk away. And then there's the wildest possibility of them all. What if Marvel isn't actually replacing Ryan Reynolds, but instead preparing for a multiverse twist? With the rise of the multiverse in Marvel's cinematic storytelling, it wouldn't be shocking to see multiple versions of Deadpool existing at the same time. We've already seen variants of Loki, multiple Spider-Man, and even different versions of Doctor Strange. So why not an alternate Deadpool? If Marvel is indeed introducing a multiversal Deadpool, then maybe Justin Baldoni isn't actually replacing Reynolds in the traditional sense. Maybe he's simply playing a different version of the character in a side story or alternate reality. This would allow Marvel to test out a new take on Deadpool without completely removing Reynolds from the equation. Perhaps Reynolds remains the primary Deadpool, while Baldoni portrays a variant from another universe, or maybe Marvel is exploring a what-if scenario where Deadpool's origin story plays out differently. This would be a smart way for Marvel to expand Deadpool's cinematic presence without fully committing to a complete recast. Regardless of the reason, the speculation surrounding Reynolds' potential exit has thrown fans into a frenzy. Is this truly the end of Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool, or is Marvel simply playing a long game with unexpected twists in store? One thing's for sure, whether it's a contractual dispute, an attempt to Disney-fy Deadpool, or a multiversal shakeup, this rumor has sent shockwaves through the fandom. Fans are anxiously waiting for official confirmation, but until then, the debate over Reynolds' Deadpool future will only continue to grow. Fan reactions, outrage, disbelief, and a social media meltdown. Fans are not taking this news lightly. The moment the rumors surfaced, social media erupted into chaos. Twitter, Instagram, and Reddit became battlegrounds as fans expressed their outrage, disbelief, and, in some cases, outright panic. The phrase Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool flooded timelines, trending worldwide within hours. Memes mocking the alleged decision started circulating at lightning speed, with fans using humor to mask their frustration. Many declared that they would boycott Marvel if Reynolds was truly being replaced, insisting that the character and the actor are inseparable. The backlash wasn't just about frustration, it was personal. Fans see Reynolds as more than just an actor playing a role. He's the embodiment of Deadpool. His sarcastic wit, effortless comedic timing, and ability to break the fourth wall have made him a fan favorite. From the way he delivered Deadpool's iconic one-liners to the way he personally fought to bring the character to the big screen, Reynolds has been the heart and soul of the franchise. For many, the idea of someone else stepping into the red suit is simply unthinkable, but not everyone is on the same page. While the majority of fans are furious, some argue that change isn't always bad. They point out that superhero roles have been recast before. Spider-Man has had 3 different live-action versions, each with a dedicated fan base. Batman? Too many faces to count. Even major Marvel characters like the Hulk and War Machine have seen new actors step into the role. If those changes worked out, why not Deadpool? That's where things get complicated. Deadpool isn't just any superhero. Unlike Spider-Man or Batman, who have been played by multiple actors over the decades, Deadpool's on-screen identity has been entirely shaped by Ryan Reynolds. His mannerisms, his voice, his improvisational skills, everything about the character feels like an extension of Reynolds himself. For some fans, the idea of recasting him is like replacing Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man or Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. It simply doesn't work. As the debate rages on, it's clear that this is no ordinary casting rumor. It's a battle over what makes Deadpool, well, Deadpool. And with emotions running high, one thing is for sure, Marvel better tread carefully. Why Justin Baldoni? If Marvel really is replacing Ryan Reynolds, the big question is, why Justin Baldoni? It's an unexpected choice, to say the least. Baldoni is known for heartfelt storytelling, directing emotional dramas, and playing the swoon-worthy romantic lead in Jane the Virgin. Not exactly the kind of resume you'd expect from someone stepping into the shoes of a character who drops F-bombs while slicing enemies in half. Deadpool is all about chaos, sarcasm, and breaking the fourth wall, whereas Baldoni is associated with emotional depth, romance, and inspiring narratives. It's a contrast that has left fans utterly confused. But let's be fair, acting range exists. Just because Baldoni hasn't played a role like Deadpool before doesn't mean he can't. Plenty of actors have shocked audiences by stepping outside their comfort zones. Remember when Heath Ledger was cast as the Joker? People thought it was a terrible idea, until he gave one of the most iconic performances in cinematic history. Or when Robert Pattinson went from the Twilight franchise to becoming one of the most respected actors of his generation, eventually landing the role of Batman. Could Baldoni surprise us all? Could he deliver a Deadpool that's just as entertaining, just as wild, but in a slightly different way? That's a tough sell for many fans. Deadpool isn't just a character, it's a persona built around Ryan Reynolds' signature style. His comedic timing, his improvisational skills, his effortless ability to make the most absurd lines sound natural. It's hard to imagine anyone replicating that. Even if Baldoni delivers a great performance, will it feel like Deadpool, or will it just feel like a completely different character with the same name? That's the burning question, and the internet is skeptical. Honestly, so are we. But let's take a step back and consider another angle. What if Baldoni isn't actually replacing Reynolds? What if this is something else entirely? Could this be some kind of multiverse trickery? A one-off alternate reality Deadpool? Marvel has been playing fast and loose with the multiverse concept lately, introducing countless versions of familiar characters. Maybe Baldoni is set to appear as a variant, a different Deadpool from another universe, rather than the main one. That would certainly explain the casting choice and soften the blow for Reynolds fans. Then again, If Marvel is making a permanent change, they have to know the backlash will be intense. This wouldn't just be a casting switch, it would be a full-blown shift in what makes Deadpool, well, Deadpool. Fans have already made their stance clear. Messing with the Merc with a mouth is dangerous territory. The Disney factor, is the House of Mouse behind this? Whenever a major Marvel decision is rumored, there's always one name that gets dragged into the conversation: Disney. As the parent company of Marvel, Disney has the final say over what makes it into their cinematic universe. And let's be real, Deadpool's R-rated humor is not their usual brand. Is it possible that Disney is pulling the strings here, trying to soften Deadpool for a more family-friendly audience? If that's the case, fans are in for a rude awakening, because the core of Deadpool is his unapologetic, chaotic, and crude nature. Could Disney really be that bold? Or is this just another baseless conspiracy? What's really going on? With every rumor comes speculation, and with speculation comes misinformation. The internet loves a good controversy, but not every report is credible. Some outlets are claiming inside sources, while others admit they're just going off of unverified leaks. Without an official statement from Marvel or Reynolds himself, the truth remains murky. Could this be an elaborate hoax? A publicity stunt to build hype for Deadpool's next appearance? Or is there really something big brewing behind the scenes? The lack of clarity is only making the situation more intense. Let's not forget, Deadpool was dead in the water before Ryan Reynolds revived him. The failed 2009 version in X-Men Origins, Wolverine, was a disaster, but Reynolds fought for a proper adaptation, and when he finally got it in 2016, the world loved it. With both Deadpool and Deadpool 2 raking in massive box office numbers, Reynolds cemented himself as the face of the franchise. Could Marvel really afford to throw that away? Or is this all one giant misunderstanding? What happens next? Marvel has recast roles before, but Deadpool is different. The connection between character and actor is almost inseparable. If they really do recast him, it could be one of the biggest risks Marvel has ever taken. Will we see an announcement, a debunking, or something completely unexpected? The clock is ticking, and the world is watching. Until Marvel or Reynolds speaks up, all we have are rumors, and a fandom on the edge of their seats, waiting for the truth to finally be revealed.